Hey, this is Heal with Joshua Holm. Right now, I want to talk to you about something that's really important to me, something that has definitely changed my life, changed my world for forever, and that is recovering myself from a seriously low testosterone, a low libido. And if you're suffering with this, trust me, I know how you feel. You know that it's an absolute hell to go through. You don't know what's causing this, especially if you're young and you're like 22 like I was, and you don't know what the hell is going on. You should have tons of testosterone, tons of libido, and it's just not showing up. So like my question was, well, I just got married. I was 22, 23 years old, and I didn't want to be intimate with my wife very often at all. And I got a little test from like Walmart that showed that my sperm count was extremely low. So I went into the doctor. He said my testosterone was like down to 150, which is extremely low for like an elderly person. It's really low, and there was no way to live. And you're freshly married. You want to have all of this sexual energy and all this excitement, and it wasn't something that would show up. I was very promiscuous in my early teen years. I was into drugs. I was into alcohol. I was rampantly promiscuous, and then all of this guilt caught up to me, and I wanted to slow down, and I wanted to serve God, get married, and give all of my love to one woman. And the problem is there was something really blocking me. I couldn't figure out what it was. So, what is it? Is it psychosomatic, where it's just in my mind? Something's blocking me from being able to be intimate with my wife? Sure, absolutely. Especially if there's years and years of pornography use, like in my case. Sure. Or was it just the fact that my testosterone was low? It was a chemical deficiency. Sure, that's what the blood test showed. Or, maybe it's the electromagnetic frequencies, EMFs. Low testosterone couldn't have been so much of a pandemic before all of this technology. Technology absolutely should have a role to play. So I keep my phone off in my pocket. But, it also could be a lack of sunlight that I was getting at the time. That's what the blood test showed, was that I was low in vitamin D. And vitamin D is necessary to produce testosterone. Could that be it? And so there's all of these layers of analysis that I had to look at, and it was very daunting. And I'm very grateful that I landed on the underground, sort of nebulous or not so popular health experts that everybody was shunning in the mainstream media. That was people like Sarah Gottfried and David Wolf, and my favorite, my health teacher, Truth Calkins, who all of these people explained testosterone, hormones, all around together health to me in such a way that things finally clicked and all my prayers were answered, and I finally had some answers that I could like hold in my hands, or at least have a direction that was pointed out to me. I could take a path. And so that was the beginning of my sort of health journey. And now today, my testosterone's great. My libido's great. I'm very close with my wife, and I love her, and I desire her. And I want that for people, because there's so many people who have watched my video on diindole methane, my first video of this channel, and they've commented to me, asking me what's going on with my testosterone. I'm young, my libido's low, I'm taking DIM, I'm taking MSM, I'm taking all of these different methyl donors and aromatase inhibitors, and I'm taking testosterone, I'm taking these testosterone jacking herbs, and I really want to make a video that just helps out some people. And I think you need to look at this as a holistic approach. Just like I named all of those things going down the line, you know, that it could be in my mind, it could be something, maybe there's something horribly wrong with my wife. You know, maybe there's something horribly wrong with your woman. And so you go down that path, and then, you know, it's a sort of a dead end. Because maybe you break up with that person, then you end up with another person, you kind of reach the same dead end. You know, and so there's all of these layers of analysis, and you don't know exactly which rabbit to chase down a rabbit hole. And so the very best approach to fixing your testosterone, fixing your libido, is a holistic approach. Deal with everything on all layers of analysis. Go a shotgun blast at your health. So this is what I did. I detoxified my body. Not completely, not all the way, it's a lifelong journey, but I got rid of a big chunk of my toxicity burden. That with saunas, with colonic, with coffee enemas, with ionic foot baths, with binders and minerals to displace those toxins. And you have a huge amount of BPA, these xenoestrogens, phytoestrogens that are in your male body that are actually creating an imbalance in your hormones. That's a huge issue for a lot of people. I'm not saying that that's what's your issue exactly, but it's one thing to definitely think about. And it can't hurt to detoxify. It can't hurt to clean out your body. You better believe that living in a modern era where there's thousands and thousands of chemicals that come in and out of our body constantly will have an effect on your brain health, your gut health, your hormone health. And so, you know, another thing that I chase down, well, let me back up. If you want to detoxify, look at those things that I just talked about. If you can afford ionic foot bath, an ionic foot bath from like High Science or Ion Cleanse, or even a more cheap one just to get you going, you know, Amazon kind of starts at like $120. Those help detoxify your body. They actually work. And they've been sort of debunked, but the real magic is 3 days after the ionic foot bath, and they find tons of heavy metals in your blood, in your feces, and those things are actually very, very helpful. And highbrow doctors actually use ionic foot baths to detoxify their patients. Another thing that is so important, when I went to the doctor that I was trusting, the doctor that I asked him, hey, is there herb supplements that I can take? He said, I don't know. What can I do? He said, well, we could put you on testosterone, but I don't want to do that for too long because you'll become infertile. But I was like, well, I can't just not have testosterone. So I started taking testosterone in my butt, injecting it every single day until I started to the beginning stages of growing man boobs, hardening of my nipples, gynecomastia, which is like, fuck that. But he also tested my vitamin D, and he wanted to put me on a pharmaceutical over-the-counter, you know, just the behind-the-counter version of vitamin D3. So I took that for a little bit, didn't really pay attention to it. That was a big missing link that I wasn't thinking about. I was living in Las Vegas, always avoiding the heat, staying indoors, as pale as a ghost, but I wasn't letting the sun hit my body. When every part of your body has photoreceptors, every part of your body is eager to draw in the sunlight. And the sunlight is converted into a hormone called vitamin D, that we call vitamin D. And that vitamin is absolutely crucial for your health, and it's crucial for your sex hormones. So you better believe getting my whole naked body out into the sun is something that I do regularly for my health, for my testosterone, my libido. And then you're going to find mineral solutions to this particular issue. And I wasn't totally sure where this would take me, but I did it anyway. I listened to Truth Calkins, and I took huge amounts of magnesium oil. It covered my entire body, and I sat out in the sun, dried up, got wet again, diluted it, covered my whole body, and for 40 minutes I just drenched myself in magnesium. I felt alive, I felt good. And then another mineral that was absolutely awesome was borax. Borax boosts testosterone. It actually boosts the ability to uptake magnesium as well. And magnesium, I didn't mention this, boosts your testosterone and your DHEA, which is the master hormone to create all the rest of the hormones from. You do huge amounts of magnesium, you're going to get a huge boost in testosterone. You do a teaspoon of borax, like 20 meal team borax, or if you want to be safe, you can get the supplements from Amazon. You take a little bit of borax, 6 milligrams, 9 milligrams a day for a couple weeks, you're going to feel it coming back to you. But you got to know a couple things about testosterone. You're going to build up your testosterone, but you might start to lose your hair. Now, I started losing my hair before I started rebuilding my testosterone. That was also part and parcel with my hormonal imbalances. My testosterone was flipping into a dihydrotestosterone, which is toxic for the hair follicles. So, I think it's really important to take aromatase inhibitors like horsetail nettles, like diindolylmethane, the DIM. I take DIM Plus by Nature's Way. Not every single day, but I do like a couple week protocols where I take four capsules a day in warm water on an empty stomach. And that helps you detoxify the xenoestrogens out of your body and to methylate estrogens out of your body so that you become more testosterone dominant and less estrogen dominant. So, but also dihydrotestosterone, the thing that causes hair loss, if you're struggling with that, you don't want to boost your testosterone too high because you're going to end up going bald very rapidly. It's going to boost it's gonna boost your male pattern baldness, and so be careful with that. And then another thing that is a super powerful weapon for getting past some of the traumas, the psychosomatic barriers, the energy blocks in you. I'm getting a little woo-woo on you, but it's really important. I took mushrooms. And I'll let your mind wander as to which mushrooms that I took. I took these mushrooms that helped me break past the barriers of my traumas and feel emotions that I hadn't been able to feel for a very long time. Emotions that are important to me, and emotions that were important for the intimacy with my wife. I broke past in one session tons of barriers. And I felt ferocious love for my wife. And that's invaluable. And I would impart that to a special somebody. Not to everybody, but to the bold person who's willing to go there. That's definitely something to think about. So these have been a few tips. I have more. I am constantly working on my getting my body into a quantum enhancement, always looking at every holistic way that I can enhance myself to feel better and to get past these symptoms, these things that are dragging me down in life and taking away from my enjoyment of life. And so that's what this channel is all about, is I'm exploring in my life, and I want to impart, relay, and throw the rope down for anybody else who's going through these same problems. And I know a lot of you guys are going through the same problems. A lot of guys today are going through major hormone issues. And so a lot of people are looking at like things like Tomkat Ali or horny goatweed. These herbs that will push your testosterone, which is kind of like saying, I'm low in dopamine, so I'm going to take meth. You know, you're going to squeeze the little bit of testosterone you have left. It doesn't help you produce, and it doesn't solve the cause. the cause of the deficiency. It just stimulates the production. And same goes for taking testosterone cypionate, the liquid synthetic testosterone that you get from the doctors. It'll replace your hormones, but then you'll stop creating it in yourself, and that's why your balls will atrophy and they'll become very, very small. And that's why you start to grow man boobs, is because your body then, it's not creating enough testosterone, so it starts to create estrogen to take its place, and that's a big, 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 big problem. It'll take off the years of your life. So this is something that I'm constantly looking at, I'm constantly studying, exploring. If you have things that have taken you to the next level, let me know. And if you've benefited from this video, let me know, hit me up. I'm your friend, seriously. I've gone through this. It's a hell of a thing. Health journey is not for the faint of heart. You want to give up a lot. You have really bad days sometimes. Don't believe the Instagram facade that, like, now I'm fit, now I'm healthy, and look at me go kind of thing, because it's not always like that. So, things can be very hard, can be frustrating. You can waste a lot of money chasing down the wrong products. You can listen to the wrong teachers and go down a road that eventually, though it's a learning process, you eventually harm your body, and you don't want to do that, and I don't want to see anybody do that. And so, hit subscribe, gently massage the like button, and follow along, because this is a channel that's not going anywhere. I'm going to be researching these things and exploring these things on my behalf and on your behalf. So thanks for watching. God bless you.